Hi everyone, it's me Darlene. I am back with another mystery quilt block, and I'm kind of not liking the green. I've never been much of a fan of green, but I think it'll be okay. It'll add a pop of color that I don't like. If you're not familiar with this series, I have a playlist link in the description of this video. It'll also pop up on the end screen. So what I'm aiming for in these videos is it needs to look scrappy, it needs to look crummy, and it needs to somehow disappear. Meaning if I do a 4-patch, it's not going to look like a 4-patch when we're done with it. I have 4 5-inch squares. Get yourself 4 5-inch squares and sew them together in a 4-patch. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to do this. I'm going to cut on the diagonal and on the diagonal. This is what we have now. This is the 4-patch, but I cut diagonal, diagonal. Now, I was just going to like switch a couple, but I'm going to do something different. We're going to take, let's just move this aside. Take this side and this side, and we're going to sew those together like this to make a somewhat square. And then we're going to take these two and put the long edges together like that. So I'm going to sew these two together, and then I will also sew these two together. So we have 2 squares like this. Now I'm going to sew them together. We're going to have a rectangle, but we're going to make a few other cuts, or maybe 2 cuts. And that'll shrink it this way a little bit. But we're okay with rectangles because when we put these together, all sizes will work. We'll be adding, or we can trim. So I'm going to put them like this. This green, one is pointing this way, one is pointing that way. This is pointing this way, this is pointing this way. This way, this. So it's a little bit different. I think this is good. You do it whatever way you want, whatever way you want. So now I'm going to sew these two together right here. So here's what I've decided. I'm going to go to my cutting mat, and I'm going to cut 4 cuts this way. That will definitely, shrink this up. It is right now 12. It's going to cut out 2 inches because of the seam allowances for the cuts. So it'll be 10. So it'll be like a 5 by 10. But that's okay. And it'll shrink it up a little bit. We've got room to play with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look at my intersection, and I'm going to cut 1.5 inches out. I'm going to do this. I'm going to measure 1.5 inches, and I'm going to cut this way. Oh my God. And then I'm going 1.5 inches from the center, and I'm cutting. 1.5 inches from this center, and I'm cutting. And then 1.5 inches from here, and I'm cutting. And now we have this. All these cuts. And you can trim off any dog ears that grow while you're on the way to this. Now I don't really know what I feel like doing. We have, again, lots of choices. We could flip this guy and flip this guy. Maybe that's enough. So I just flipped the 2 bigger pieces. Now I'm going to sew all of this back together. I absolutely love this. We accomplished everything. It's scrappy. It looks a little crummy. To me, crumbs, they need to be smaller. And I thought we could make a cut there and swap or turn. It would have made it a little shorter this way, and it would have made it look crummier. But I'm just stopping with this. No one would know that was a 4-patch. No one. And I know some of you are like, I just don't want rectangle. Get used to it. Get used to it. We can do a lot with this. I hope you like this block, and I'm going to be putting pieces, together. Well, not together, because I will do that with you. But I'll be putting some pieces side by side to see like what kind of spaces we might have to fill. and we can make a little quilt top for a puppy blanket or something. All right, thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with more soon. Bye. Oh, and I did want to mention, don't worry about the measurements. You make your slices anywhere you want. If it's wonky, that's okay. And I did trim it. Always trim to the biggest size you can get. And don't think it has to be the same as mine. So I have about 9.5 wide by, well, 5 3/4 tall. I just trim to the biggest I can get it, and then we worry about it later. All right, please subscribe. I'll be back with more soon. Bye.